Well, hello all. Well, I was reading the comments yesterday on my video and noticed that there was controversy once again. It wouldn't be a good video if there wasn't some kind of controversy. It just means people are paying attention, learn something new all the time when you're doing this. Load the people out. Let's see if we can do a video. 99.1% of all species who have, 99.9% of all species who have gone extinct in the past 4 billion years. So almost every species has gone extinct. And human existence is the same. We can go extinct very quickly or not at all. The thing is, unlike other species, humans have a choice whether they are up to fixing things so that they don't go extinct. A lot of people just throw up their hands and give up. I admit that's the way it is, with every excuse under the book. And people that have watched my video know that I don't give up too easily on anything. And what a great thing to be trying to succeed at and to save one's own life. So, do you hear that? That's the phone. I think it might be easier just to do the video inside. I'm really not sure that the majority of people will be capable of making the necessary sacrifices in time to save ourselves on the planet Earth. What are these sacrifices that scientists and environmentalists talk about all the time? Well, here's a small list. Driving less or not driving at all. A little caveat to that. Excess consumerism, needing stuff endlessly, houses, boats, trailers, cabins up at the lake, wherever. And your choices of what your food consumption is a big one. That's like the third or second biggest choices you can make to help save our environment. Recycling, that has another caveat, and of course your housing. So let's go back up to the top where it says drive less. Now I've, of course, lost my vehicle about 7 months ago and have not had a vehicle since. I've had to drive over this way and drive over that way, but I don't have a car. So what do? Well, if I can't order it online and have another vehicle deliver it to me, I use somebody else's vehicle to go get it and bring it back. So driving less is sort of impossible at the stage we're in right now, because everything takes transportation to happen, and for us to eat, sleep, and have electricity and all that means that there's transportation going on. It may not mean you and your car, but other people and their vehicles. So driving less, can't really say that's going to help much. Consumption, yeah, that's a big one. You just don't need all the stuff. Look around you. Are you just cluttered with stuff? And how much environment did it take? How much iron, nickel, copper, zinc, palladium, all these different elements did it take to buy all that stuff and make it? Food choices, of course. You have either a plant-based diet or a meat-based diet. Obviously, one is bad for the planet. I don't have to go into that. Recycling is another funny one. You can recycle all the metals that are out there. They're all easily recyclable. Metal, tin, iron, heavy iron, bright copper, dull copper. It's all out there. You can recycle that 100%. And the recycling of that stuff is really, really good right now. Very efficient. It's the plastic part of it. You can't recycle plastic yet into anything that's usable. You can recycle plastic into, let's say, a baseball bat for kids or something flaky like that, but then soon after it falls apart and it's back in the environment again. So plastic recycling, nah, got a long way to go there. Housing. Of course, housing is the big one, isn't it? How much land do you take up to live? Now, people that are living in cities, that live in apartments or condominiums, one on top of the other, is very efficient living because you're just, one person lives here and one person lives here, so you're not taking up all the land that you need for a house versus an apartment or a condominium or even a duplex. But if you're in a single family home, that's a problem because it takes up so much land. And then the land around it is taken up, all the native vegetation is torn up and thrown away, and you put in artificial or invasive species into that space, and you've lost the environment completely wherever a house is or a building. But all this is going to come to a head in the future here because of extreme heat, which is the next article I'm going to. The risk of severe heat in the near future is drastically and wildly underestimated, according to a new study. U.S. cities experience 3 times as many heat waves as they did 10 years ago. Since 1960s, heat waves have lengthened by 47 days per year. That's worldwide. Global extreme heat killed 166,000 people between 1998 and 2017. 70,000 people died in Europe in 2003 alone. U.S. EPA shows an average of 1,300 heat deaths per year just here in the U.S. By the year 2070, 1.5 billion people will be at risk of extreme heat. Now, this is according to this new study, so it's not according to me. I'm just reporting what the study says. Let's talk about heat exhaustion for a minute. Heat exhaustion starts if the temperature is 95 degrees Fahrenheit plus 90% humidity. That can bring people to death. Just those low numbers. Now, the humidity being 90%, that's almost rain, so that's pretty unusual to have 95 and 90% humidity, but it is coming, and many people in humid places are going to know all about this too soon. If warming continues unabated through 2050, loads of people will die. Extreme heat will lead to mass migration as well. And that's not the only thing that's happening. That's, you think, oh, we're all coming back, things are coming back. But no, actually they're not, because there's several problems around the world right now. One is bottlenecks, such as shipping and trucking. There are bottlenecks which are stopping those transportation systems from working well. And because of that, we're having worldwide shortages. In fact, the whole entire economy of the world looks like it might come to a screeching halt. You know why? Because there's shortages of food, iron, nickel, cadmium, cobalt, and copper, along with steel, lumber, even material to make mattresses out of. Mattress companies can't continue to make mattresses because they're out of the materials, because of the bottlenecks. Now, demand for all these goods is at an all-time high, and unfortunately, our planet can't keep being picked at and expect to continue to go. You can't keep taking something from a finite planet and expect it just to go and go and go, and then you have this gigantic, huge ball of stuff, and that's it. So shortages are starting to show up all over the place, and prices are following. Unfortunately, when prices go up, they stay up. How often do they ever come down? Hardly ever. And for these commodities, being in short supply means that suppliers get to say whatever the price is what the price is. And we, the consumers, have to pay it, or we just don't buy it. One of the things that's becoming very short is wheat, corn. Most of your grains are now in short supply. So pay attention to the food system, and good luck to us all. And maybe tomorrow we can go out, but it's been very drizzly and wet and windy and a lot of people. So we're doing it inside. So I appreciate all the ups, the downs, the new subscribers, and until next time.